Hello and welcome to the City of Whittlesea Business Network podcast. I'm your host, Amy Bajada, a member of both the City of Whittlesea Business Network and Business Advisory Panel, but also a proud small business owner based in Doreen. Together with the City of Whittlesea, we're sharing local stories and insights that matter to our community of businesses. We recognise the rich Aboriginal heritage of this country and acknowledge the Wurundjeri Willem clan and Tangarang people as the traditional owners of lands within the City of Whittlesea. This podcast is all about celebrating the incredible stories of local businesses, the people, the passion and the progress shaping our region. Whether you're a fellow business owner, a future entrepreneur or just someone curious about what makes our community thrive, this podcast is for you. Let's get started and connect through the heart of the City of Whittlesea's business network. If you're a dog lover or just love hearing about purpose-driven small businesses, you're going to love this chat with Kate Opitz from the Saltiest Dog. From eco-friendly packaging to preservative-free treats, Kate's shaking up the pet food space in all the right ways. The Saltiest Dog is an Epping-based pet food company specialising in premium raw meals and natural treats for dogs. Founded by veterinarian nurse Kate Opitz, the business emphasises ethical sourcing, sustainability and canine wellness. Their offerings include complete and balanced raw meals such as the popular Mutt Mix and Surf and Turf, crafted from human-grade ingredients in a Prime Safe accredited facility. The Saltiest Dog also provides natural treats like kangaroo ears and fish twists, all free from preservatives and fillers. The Saltiest Dog is committed to eco-friendly practices, utilising recyclable packaging and offering custom meal plans tailored to individual dogs' needs, and aims to enhance the health and happiness of dogs through nutritious, ethically produced food. Welcome, Kate Opitz.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good. I want to start back where it all began, if we can, because the Saltiest Dog isn't your average pet food company. And I know there's a great story behind it.
Yep. I'm a vet nurse in my background. The Saltiest Dog was actually born in Alice Springs. I lived in Alice Springs at the time. I was working as a vet nurse. And basically, it's a very remote part of Australia. And I really just wanted nice things for my dog at the time, Lulu. And there wasn't much around. So I started a little business. We did the Todmore markets every weekend. I sold dog treats, dog accessories, just nice things for dogs. And it kind of grew from there. Then I moved into a doggy daycare, started doing more food, which really was born from people seeing what I was feeding my dog. And they were like, "Do you sell that?" And I was like, no, but I could. And that's how the Saltiest Dog was born. And it's morphed into, bigger and better things these days. But yeah, it started in remote central Australia.
I'd love to hear more about the name and how that originated too.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one as well, and people don't really get it. But I collect vintage salt containers. I don't know if you know what they are. When I tell young people, they're like, "What the hell is that? I've never heard of that in my life."
Assuming normal salt containers.
Well, they don't exist anymore. Right. But back in the day, everyone had a little salt container on their kitchen counter, and you'd grab a pinch of salt when you were cooking, and they have salts written on them. So I have a very extensive collection of vintage salt containers. I collect a lot of things. I'm a bit of a op shopper, collector of, dog breed books and dog little things. And yeah, so I think when I looked up, I was naming the business. I think the Salty Dog was taken. So I was like, okay, Salty Dog's taken. What am I going to do here? And I'm like, Saltiest? Even better.
Nailed it. It was available.
And it's unique and nobody else has that name or will ever have that name for that reason. So I guess it's unique in that way.
Oh, that's beautiful. A great story. Absolutely love that. I'd love to just talk a little bit, if I can go back for a moment, about what inspires you to take a leap from being a vet nurse right through to a business owner. Are you still doing?
No, I haven't. Like I say, I'm a vet nurse, but I haven't worked in a vet clinic for a long time now. So
Is that because
I've been doing my own business. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was working full time and doing my business on the side, and I was working an incredible amount. And then I moved into the doggy daycare, and I was sort of working for them a little bit whilst doing more of my business. And it was just a bit of a gradual progression. At some stage you got to just back yourself and go for it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So now as a business owner, passion is obviously just a starting point. There's a whole lot more that goes into building something from the ground up. So my question to you is, what have been some of the biggest challenges that you face since starting the Saltiest Dog?
Oh, there's been so many. I think most small business owners start their business from a place of passion. They're like, well, I love this, I'm passionate about this. For me, it was dogs and making dog food. So I'm going to start a business. And when you're little, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's a lot easier than when you get bigger. Like I'm a vet nurse and I make dog food, but I don't know I didn't know anything about running a business and taxes and there's all
the fun stuff,
pricing and there is all these things that come up and you really have to learn the hard way. And I think every small business owner can attest to that you learn things the hard way as you go and then you don't make those mistakes again. But I think no small business owner necessarily starts with business knowledge. They might know really well their particular area, but not enough for everything else. So there are a million challenges, everything.
Is there anything that stands out to you in particular?
A little bit of advice I would give to any small business owner, just put money aside for tax, more than you ever think you'll need.
Great advice.
More than you ever think you need, because the worst thing that can happen is you'll have too much and then you'll have some left over. But little things like that. And I don't know, I guess I was probably quite naive in the beginning and you kind of just trust people and run with things. And then you learn, maybe not everyone's actually out there to help you, I don't know, digital marketing agencies, for example, you have these really good salespeople that are like, we can help you grow your business, we can help you do this and this and this, and it doesn't always go that way. So I think as a small business owner, you have to educate yourself in a lot of different areas just so you don't make too many mistakes that can cost you a lot of money. Business is hard.
It really is.
It's really hard.
Yeah. And what is it they say that the greatest growth comes from mistakes?
Absolutely. And
not that we want to make many.
No, but you have to make mistakes. And you make one that I've heard is instead of having a fear of failure, just don't have the fear, fail quickly, learn, and then do the next thing. Yeah. So it's kind of a nice mindset to be in. I used to get really sort of down and out when I'd make a mistake that put me backwards and be like, I can't do this. This is too hard. But now I'm like, well, I know that now and I can do better next time and I can do better next time. So yeah.
And you don't want to hold that negative space for too long.
No, you got to move on. All small business owners have done something that they've regretted and gone, gosh, that was stupid.
Yeah.
But if you don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
Until you know it.
Until you know it, and you know it really would fit that. All right, I know I'm not alone in this thinking, but the one thing I really admire about your business is how strong your values are, especially around sustainability. It's clear this isn't just a tick-the-box approach for you.
Yeah.
It feels deeply woven into everything that you do. So what specific practices have you put in place at the Saltiest Dog to ensure that you're staying true to those values? And let's talk a little bit about those values as well.
Yeah, well, I guess I just care about the planet and I hate waste. I guess that sort of comes down to my op shopping and things like that. I don't like fast fashion or any of those things. And so I guess my business is built from me. So it's sort of extended into the way I run my business. I mean, for starters, we're utilizing all the waste in terms of the meat for human consumption line and turning it into dog food.
Great.
There are so many things that get wasted from that.
Yeah.
That are not, it's not that dogs can eat them. They should. Like, it's healthy for dogs. It's not like, oh, we throw that in the bin, let's feed it to the dog. That's great for the dog. We should feed it to the dog. So I guess it starts there. But it also extends to our practices in terms of utilizing all recycled packaging as much as possible. That's probably the main one. Like, I don't buy personalized branded boxes. I just use other boxes because we have a million of them.
Tell me about that program, because you've instilled that in the community as well. They're very much aware of it. So talk a little bit about that as well.
Well, I mean, it's a very unofficial program. I guess it's really just something that I've just sort of gone hard with, and I guess my customers are like-minded in that regard, that they want to reduce waste as well. So I'm really lucky that I've got these customers that it takes a little bit of effort, right? Yeah, it would be easier to not do what we're doing. So it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. But I'm lucky in that I have others that are also willing to put that little bit of time and effort. And so we get a really great result in that we deliver their orders in recycled packaging. They leave it out the next time, we collect it again, and so the cycle goes around. But not only customers, I also have other small businesses that we work with in the same way, that they have this packaging that they're not using anymore. So we, for example, a pharmacy that gets all their medications and stuff in little eskies and things, we go and pick up all the eskies from them, and turns out those eskies are also great for transporting dog food, frozen dog food around the country. Or like cafes that get all their salads and vegetable stuff in these big sort of styrofoam boxes. They're really awesome for our bigger orders. And everybody in the world that gets HelloFresh every plate, all your meal deliveries, and they come with those ice packs and the cooler liners and the bags. Like, we have so many of them, it's unbelievable. I have people that aren't even customers that will swing by the warehouse and drop off all their HelloFresh boxes and ice packs. I have more ice packs than we'll ever be able to. So yeah, I guess just talking about it like makes me a little bit angry, because it's like I'm just one business that has put in a little bit of effort to trying to collect packaging in various ways, and I have more than I could ever get through.
That's fantastic.
So it's if others were also doing that, like I feel like if we could let go of like everything needing to be in this beautiful branded box, and people talk about your brand has to have this unboxing experience, like I think that's crap actually. Like what we should be caring about is not filling the planet with ice packs.
I totally agree.
You know what I mean?
Totally agree. I think social media plays a little bit of a part in that as well, with this whole I'm going to unbox what somebody has sent to me. And but I appreciate exactly what it is that you're doing, and I wish more people, I guess, had the gumption and even just the thought process around, well, what can I be doing with what we have?
Because I saw something on social media or a Facebook group, and someone had said in a Facebook group for business owners, a customer was upset about our packaging or using a recycled box. And I was like, are you kidding? And it made me think, how many customers do I lose? And I posted this to my stories. I did a view of all our deliveries for the day, which was all recycled boxes, random complete boxes. And I wrote, I wonder how many customers I lose because of this. And then a bunch of people wrote back, but what about how many customers you're gaining? And I was like, that's awesome. Like, my customers have my back, because they actually love that. They love that the order is coming in a recycled box. But there's still a lot of people out there that maybe get that and go, they think it's unprofessional or something.
Uneducated is probably
and I'm like, that's just
reality.
Breaks my heart. Like, can we move away from the need that like a customer needs to have a beautiful box? Who cares? As long as it's packaged well and it does its job, who cares what's on the outside of the box?
Yeah, I totally agree. Have you had much pushback?
No, never. But I've never had anyone say to me, hey, I didn't like that packaging. But I guess I wouldn't necessarily be able to quantify if a new customer has received a box that maybe had some writing and stickers and whatever on it and hasn't really liked that, maybe. But we just try to pack everything really well. And I had a customer even reach out and say, it was packaged really beautifully. I still wrap everything up in bubble wrap, which is bubble wrap that's been donated and recycled. But it's, you're getting your order in a nice way. It's just that box doesn't have a beautiful branded, brand new feel.
No, I totally respect that. And I love what you're doing. But beyond the personal satisfaction that you're feeling about doing the right thing, which we know is huge, I imagine there are some real business benefits. Let's talk about some of the business benefits associated with operating this way in your business.
Well, I mean, as I said, it's not a decision I made based on finances, but gosh, I save a lot of money on buying packaging.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm, always on Marketplace looking for, ways to, mostly pharmacies that have eskies and things like that. We went and picked up a bunch the other day, but a business closed down and they had a warehouse full of their brand new cardboard boxes that they were giving away for free.
Wow.
So we went and picked up a whole bunch of them, and it's sad that business closed, but it just shows like they had a year's worth of cardboard boxes printed, made up, sitting at their warehouse ready to go. And now, well, they're going to be wasted. Like the waste is just, so they would have paid for them.
Yep.
And that business went into voluntary administration. So I'm saving money on packaging. That's a good thing.
Love that.
Yeah.
While we're talking about it, we might as well plug, can people come to you, drop things into you?
Yep.
Again, you mentioned, even if they're not customers, you're
absolutely
happy.
Yep.
Is there particular packaging that you...
So we actually, and I guess the way that this kind of got bigger than initially, this used to just be me saying, hey, well, take back your packaging and blah, blah, blah. And then I actually discovered PackShare, and I started working with them, and they're really awesome. They have a website where businesses can register and people can register to say, the business registers to say what kind of packaging they take or accept, and people can register to say, hey, I have this kind of packaging. And so we actually utilize PackShare a lot. They get a whole bunch of stuff, and we go to PackShare and pick it all up on our delivery runs. So, for example, like your Coles and Woolworths brown paper bags. Mm-hmm. Don't even start me on how many of those there are in the world that nobody ever uses. We have so many of those, and we try to reuse as many of them as possible. But honestly, I'll take anything, because I guess we use bags, eskies, boxes, liners, ice packs, bubble wrap. But even I had a customer who, she must buy flowers a lot or something. She's got all the sort of paper that the florists wrapped things in.
Oh.
And that works really well for like, packing things safely in boxes. So I haven't had anything that someone's brought in that I haven't been able to use yet. So we've got all kinds of stuff in there.
I love the way your mind works. It's clear that sustainability isn't just a value at the Saltiest Dog. It's a way of doing business day in and day out, from the products you create to the packaging that you choose and the standards that you hold yourself to. It shows that even as a small business, you can lead with purpose and still thrive. And that brings me to something I'd love your take on, and that is, what advice would you give to other business owners who might think that they're too small to make a real impact when it comes to sustainability?
Well, it's funny you say that because, we were in the City of Whittlesea Business Awards in the sustainability section, and there was a bunch of other businesses in it, and I thought we were too small, for compared to the other businesses who were huge and doing these really amazing things. But I guess if every small business, like we're a really small business, if every small business was doing what we're doing, that would be a lot of waste being reduced, the
contribution would
like there's so many small businesses in Australia, there's heaps. I don't know the stats officially, but that's the thing, is like, with recycling or sustainability in general in society, if everybody's doing a little, it makes up a lot. You don't have to, I'm not changing the world, but I am reusing a bunch of stuff that wasn't going to be.
So it's going to create change in the world, for sure. Yeah, exactly what you're doing.
And even if it just makes other people think about that, then awesome, I guess it's just a mindset. And I feel like it's a mindset shift that we should be having anyway, that isn't happening as much as it should be.
Yeah.
I
agree.
We only have this one planet, and we're putting a lot of stuff in there.
We sure are. That's great advice. I want to thank you so much, Kate, for sharing your story with us today. Hearing your story offers such a genuine insight into what it takes to build a business that not only supports our furry friends, but serves the wider community too. I'm sure it's left our listeners inspired and thinking about the bigger impact that their own choices can make. So thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Sustainability isn't just good for the environment, it's good for business. If you're implementing eco-friendly practices or want to get started, reach out to the City of Whittlesea Economic Development Team. Let's create a more sustainable future together. If you'd like to follow the Saltiest Dog or learn more about their business, you can find them on Instagram and Facebook, and of course their website, www.thesaltiestdog.com.au, and we'll also include all their details in the show notes. Next time on the City of Whittlesea Business Network podcast, we'll be chatting with Chris Mansour from One Way Lebanese Bakery, so be sure to subscribe and tune in. I'm Amy Bajada, and it's been a pleasure hosting you today. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider sending us an email at business@whittlesea.vic.gov.au. We love hearing what resonates with you. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the speakers and do not reflect the official position of the City of Whittlesea. Information is accurate at the time of the recording. This podcast is for general information only and does not constitute professional advice. For professional advice, please consult a qualified practitioner. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the City of Whittlesea Business Network podcast.